This is Popular Front, a podcast focused on the niche details of modern warfare and underreported conflict with me, Jake Hanrahan. Today we're speaking to Greek journalist George from Copwatch GR. He's going to be talking to us about the deadly police shooting earlier this month, where a police officer in Thessaloniki shot a Romani teenager in the head after he stole 20 euros of petrol from the petrol station. This happened a day before the anniversary of the shooting of teenager Alexandros Grigoropoulos. There were big clashes from the Romani community, from several different people all around Greece. For bonus episodes, check out patreon.com/popularfront. So on the 5th of December, a young Romani lad, he was shot in the head by the Greek motorcycle police, which from what I have read are notoriously violent anyway. They did this because literally the kid apparently just drove off, stole 20 euros of fuel for his moped. He's now died. There have been clashes all over the place off the back of it. Maybe just take us back to, what happened and kind of lay out the timeline.
As we said, on the 5th of December, around 1 a.m., police chased down a car that was being driven by 16-year-old Kostas Fragoulis, which was a Romani Greek. And 1 kilometer from the gas station and literally next to the prisons of the region, they shot him in the head, and he was brought to hospital. This location was also 500 meters from the Roma settlement where Kostas was living. And directly, people and his community started gathering at the hospital for sure. Of course, there were being tensions with the police there. And on the next day, this is the tragic timing. On the 6th of December is the annual commemoration of the killing of Alexandros Grigoropoulos, which happened in 2008, 14 years ago now.
Maybe for anyone that doesn't know about Grigoropoulos, maybe just explain that as well.
It was a very known incident in Greece that resulted to a full-scale uprising, not only in Athens, where it happened in Exarchia, but in the whole of Greece, which lasted several weeks back in 2008. So you understand, one day before that, we had another deadly shooting by police. Okay, it was not announced that Kostas Fragoulis was dead, but we knew he's in a very, very critical condition in the hospital. And this is also another thing, and this lasted for the next days also, because he was pronounced dead in 13th of December, so 8 days after he was shot. But the hospital was so much delaying giving an update on his situation, and I mean by that the head of the hospital, the management, that everybody was okay, he's dead and nobody's telling us. Even a doctors' union from this particular hospital made an announcement, declaration that, hey guys, what is happening? The family needs to know. What does it mean that we don't give them the health update? You understand? And so on the 6th of December, we had both incidents crashing together. So there were big demonstrations in Athens and in Thessaloniki, which are the two biggest cities of Greece, but also in other smaller towns. And there were full-scale clashes with the police. From anti-authoritarian and anarchist movement in Greece. And simultaneously, we had smaller scale uprisings in different Roma settlements all over Greece, like a bit coordinated. People were going out of the settlements, lighting barricades on fire, clashing with the police as like protests to say we want justice for Kostas Fragoulis. And at the same time, the police started launching full-scale military-style operations in different settlements in Greece, from south to north. That was like a terrorization campaign in camps, neighborhoods of Roma communities, trying to prove, that the criminal rates in these communities are upwards as always anyways. And so we conduct racially based controls and operations, only concentrating on the Roma community, and then you're going to prove your point, And you heard the police chief, who is an ex-tanky now working for the right government, saying we found drugs and guns. Okay, and then you read the police reports. Yeah, okay, they found some shotguns and a little bit of weed in settlements all over Greece. I mean, it's not so big deal, And the rest of the arrests that we read about were for stealing electricity and like, I don't know, how you say, road violations because their cars were shitty and they don't have money to repair them. Yeah. Of course, despite not finding anything, also in our media, Copwatch, we got numerous videos that were sent to us with severe beatings and police violence during this operation, of course. So, yeah, all over the next week of the shooting, we had protests at the courthouse, a lot here in Thessaloniki, because it was a question, okay, now what is happening with this cop that shot the kid? And he's right now on house arrest because the interrogator and the state judge could not agree if he is going to be brought to jail until his trial. So this is now the process of finding this out, and while they're finding this out, he is on house arrest. So we had a lot of protests at the courthouse from the communities demanding justice. Yeah, and on the 13th of December, as I said, he was pronounced dead. The very disgusting thing is that at the same day, 96.5% of the Greek parliament agreed that it is good for Greek cops to get an extra 600 euros as a present before Christmas, including the Greek Communist Party and our old left government Syriza here. At the same day this kid was pronounced dead, they said, okay, cops take 600 euros from us. Yeah. Yes, so the last day of this timeline, if you want, was the 16th of December, where the funeral took place here in Thessaloniki. And since then, things are a bit like more calm, so to say again.
Right. There were serious clashes, right, when that happened. I saw clashes all over the country, and there was some confusion. So some of it was, your regular anarchist clashes over Alexandros. And then from what I understand from what you were saying, from your reporting, the Romani community came out for protests, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. We saw this happening all over Greece in different parts of the country, that people started protesting and coordinating also themselves. Like we know the people are rising up, so we are rising also up. And an interesting thing there is that a lot of the communication between these communities is happening via TikTok. Here in
That's
Greece,
new. That's
and
new.
yeah, and as far as I asked they told me, also in other countries, Romani people are like using TikTok a lot to communicate. Yes.
I feel so old when I hear that, man.
Me too, a little bit.
Yeah, like I remember when I was like first really getting interested in like conflict and in a journalist sense, and it was all like it was the Egyptian uprising, all documented on Twitter. Now it's on TikTok. I guess it just jumped from the next thing. How serious were those clashes? From what I saw, there were like, you know, pretty heavy clashes. There were guns, like, you know, there were protesters out on the street with guns. Like, yeah, give us an idea of how heavy those were.
I would say like this gun thing. Yeah, I saw also the video and the photos of the guns, but you know, it was one case and it was played a lot in mainstream media.
I see, yeah.
Because okay, yeah, they're having guns, they're shooting at policemen. You know, one day you hear the head of the special police force is in critical condition after he's being shot, and okay, 1.5 days later he's been released from hospital. You know, so much critical condition. Yeah. But I think it's new that it was in so many places simultaneously. This is for sure new. The classes were like, okay, barricades, going out of the community, waiting for the police, attacking them, but you know, not so severe, I would say. I did not see like, I don't know, Molotov cocktails or whatever. So I say there was mostly like protesting more than rioting, you know. Yeah, something like this. But you know, the thing is here that this happened as a reaction so much because people were remembering what happened also 1 year ago here in Greece, where another 18-year-old Roma youth was shot dead with 38 bullets in a suburb of Athens and Nikos Abanis. So, you know, we have in Greece, it's not like USA, people are not being killed every day. Yeah. And we had in 1 year, like a little bit, like in 14 months, 2 killings of Roma youths in 2 cases that are very, very similar. You know, police chasing down for 20 euros, and 1 year ago for a stolen city car, you know, like for nothing, chasing down and killing them. And a lot of similarities in general, and people were remembering from last year. And I think this played a great role in the reaction being more quick and more coordinated this year.
Yeah. What did the police give any kind of excuse? Because to shoot someone in the fucking head over 20 euros of fuel is ridiculous. I mean, teenagers do dumb stuff like that. I mean, I remember I had a moped when I was a kid, you know, like we were doing all sorts of shit. Like to get shot in the head over 20 euros is madness. Like what did the police actually say?
The police is saying, of course, that he was trying to hit them with a pickup truck. Right. This is what the policeman says, that he was between the 2 motorbikes, the pickup truck that Fragoulis was driving, and he tried to hit with the car my colleague in front, so I shot. But the thing is, of course, at the beginning, they tried to cover it up. So if you read the first declaration of the police, they are saying that they fired twice the policeman trying to like, how would you say, stop the car, and as a result the driver lost control and drove into a wall, and he is severely injured in the hospital. So from this you don't get out that okay, you think it's a car accident, not that a direct shot in the head. But of course, this is what they tried to do always at the beginning. It wasn't possible because some videos also surfaced showing the car chase and stuff.
What did the video show?
The video showed that 500 meters before shooting, the two motorbikes were following the car, and he was not in between them. But after this, another video surfaced that was showing that the car was between the two motorbikes, which speaks for what the policeman is saying. Although we must say this video was not proven that is like real and stuff 100% yet. The second video.
What do you mean by like not real?
It wasn't proven yet that what we are seeing there is exactly this video. Like, I mean, nobody gives the second video as 100% source yet. This is what I'm saying, because it's from very wide. No, yeah.
What's it like for the Roma community in Greece? I know that, to be honest, like everywhere I think I've been in Europe, the Roma community are treated pretty badly. They're looked down upon. They're pushed into kind of small ghettos. There's a lot of crime in the communities, and there's a lot of like, I don't know, it seems to be this sort of like, yeah, just push them in the corner, forget about them, and it's okay to hate them. Is it like that in Greece or what?
Yeah, of course. Greece is also Balkan, and Greece is a very chauvinistic country with a lot of systemic racism. Okay, just to clarify here, we don't claim to be any Roma experts or something like this, because these people know their problems best, and their voices are in the majority remaining unheard. So I'm telling it now what I understand from the communication I have with these people, and I mean hard facts that are existing. And one other thing is what I mean, I'm learning also right now, there is not the Roma community. This is also a generalization, and it's a different world which contains more words, and it's very, very complicated. And so that we go away from this generalization, this means that we communicate real with Romani people, and this remains not so much for now, but I hope it's changing slowly. But yeah, as you said, the situation, there are different situations also, like for housing, because you have also neighborhoods in Athens, for example, of Roma that are living with the general population together in houses, till you have settlements like that of Nikos Sabanis last year near Athens, or Kostas Fragoulis now, that don't have electricity or water. And this is a real situation in a lot of settlements in Greece. You know, like hard facts is like all 96% of the Roma population in Greece, for example, are under the poverty level. There is huge numbers of school dropouts. Like I think, let me get that. Like 16% of Romani youth are only, making high school till the end.
Yeah.
It's a real bad situation, and it's the bare minimum does not exist. Electricity and water, starting from there. The housing is really, really bad in most of the cases. And as you said, all this situation to survive creates some crime levels. And the number, for example, of Roma youth in juvenile prisons in Greece is 7 times higher in proportion to the general population.
That's a lot.
Of course, yeah, this we have to clarify there that this could be for like really petty crimes, right? Because the justice system in Greece is also more strict with Roma people than with, I don't know, white Greeks.
So the Roma are more likely to get like a harsh sentence for, you know, a kind of petty crime.
Yeah, or because exactly they're being racially controlled and their communities are being policed more. Okay, if you police more, you're gonna find also more crime. And for example, also in the biggest prison of Athens, it's like 30% of the Greek prisoners are Roma, which is crazy because Roma is only like 3-4% of the general population in Greece.
Right.
So yeah, it's a whole like devil's cycle of poverty and crime and punishment that from my communication with Romani people here is very, very hard to get out. And the thing that they concentrate the more on is like education. They say we need education, we need more education so that more people get out of this devil's cycle that we are living.
What would you say is the biggest misconception of the Romani people there?
In Greece, man, Greece is like they are the most their lives are the lives that have the less value in Greece. Like, I mean, this is like the why the police racism and the state racism is so justified, because like Greek people are really, really racist towards them. You know, they say they want to live like this. Like at best, this hides a romantic exoticism, you know, about Roma customs and traditions. But actually, it's like, who wants to live like this? I would say this is the biggest misconception. They want to live like this. This is their way of life. What is their way of life? To not have water, not have electricity, not having food for the kids, you know.
In terms of the motorcycle police, so from what I've read, I know particularly in Athens, they're usually considered kind of the more violent. They're involved in proportionally more violence in Greece, like police violence. Is that the same in Thessaloniki?
Yes, I would say it's the same, but there are like also two motorbike units. The ones with the small motorbikes that are like a gang, always together, and these are more. They are more here for the anarchists and the hooligans. And there are the biggest motorbike units, which are always two motorbikes of two policemen. Like 4 policemen together. These were the ones that did the crime. And yeah, there is these units were created directly after the 2008 uprising in Greece. Directly after this, it's like a adjustment of the policing in Greece to be more quick and to be more quick and flexible in the metropoles of Greece. It's like in the counterinsurgency plan, they saw, okay, we are too slow. We need new policing that is quicker and can get there quick. So they created all these motorbike units back then.
Is that why you think they're more violent? They kind of were brought together in response to the 2008 riots. So therefore, they're kind of like, I guess the only reason for them to be deployed would be to contain the violence, or as I've seen personally, and sometimes stoke the violence.
Yeah, at the beginning, most of the policemen that were employed in these forces were special forces. You had to be special forces before, so that you are in this motorbike units.
Military.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will create the perfect storm of violence when you start having like former military start being your police. I think we always see that issues. In terms of what you guys do at Copwatch, maybe explain that. What is that?
We are now 2 years old. Copwatch is so to say, a pandemic thing. It was created during the pandemic. So it's in this wave of new of new self-organized projects that were created according to the needs of the pandemic. And one of the needs of the pandemic was because here in Greece we had one of the strictest hygienic measures according to COVID, and a lot of fines for being out, like 300 euros, 500 euros, stuff like that. There was a time where you heard every day the police did this, the police did that, because people were on curfew or could not go out if they would not send an SMS saying we are going out for, I don't remember anymore, number 6 to do sports, or number 2 to go shopping, or whatever. So the police was out there to implement these measures, and they were terrorizing people. So you were hearing every day, this happened, that happened. So we said, okay, it's time to create something that would gather all this information and be like a central media to go when you want to see what shit did the police do again in Greece this day or back then. So yeah, we created Copwatch, and it's now 2 years old, and we are continuing to do what we started to do.
And I guess you got, you know, I don't see that you're gonna run out of work there in Greece.
No, and that's what people are saying. You know, they're saying, okay, you got a lot of followers. Yeah, because the police is doing all the work. We just publish what they're doing. And we are trying now to make the whole archive in a new website. It's crazy. If you see it all together, it's just crazy. From sexist crimes to racism to repression to organized crime. It's a lot of stuff, really.
There was a recent case where a load of Greek police were involved in literally sex trafficking children, right? I know that's not really the focus of this episode, but can you go into that a bit?
Sex trafficking children, I don't think so, but or that it is proven yet, but it was like a sex trafficking network.
I swear some of the kids were like 12 and shit, no?
Yeah. Yes. This was a big scandal, but it's not clear exactly how the police was involved yet. But okay, we know police is involved in every criminal activity because you can't do make real money without being good with the police. So what they were saying was that there were some brothels where all this network was doing what they were doing, and of course a lot of these brothels are illegal and are only functioning because the police is getting something out of it, getting some money for it, so of course it is connected, but now in this stage, in this like this, not more. There is no more info about it yet.
Interesting. Very weird situation.
Yeah, for sure. But now there is also another very big trial in Greece for the so-called Greek mafia, which was a network of the biggest crime organizations in Greece, where a lot of ex-policemen, policemen were involved.
Interesting. Okay, mate. If people want to follow your work and continue following this case, and I would urge people to check out Copwatch. It's been a really useful resource for us at Popular Front, definitely. And a lot of people are like, you guys are anti-police, I mean, we're anti-police corruption. And if you look at Copwatch, you can see it laid out bare. Like, there's a lot of it there. It's all evidence-based. I think it's really good. Where can people find that and track it?
Right now, we are on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter. But very, very soon, we're going to have our website also ready. And it's going to be also in English and include all this archive of police cases that I was talking before. So, yeah, right now on social media only.
And what's the address for that?
It's Copwatch GR for Greece. at the end.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate that.
Thank you for inviting us.
That was George from Copwatch, Greece, talking to us about the deadly shooting of a Romani teenager in Thessaloniki this month and the riots that broke out afterwards. Definitely check out Copwatch. They're doing some really interesting work. Again, we don't hate all the police. We don't want all the police to die or anything like that, whatever people want to fucking insinuate. But we are definitely against police corruption. So, yeah, check out Copwatch GR. If you like what we're doing here, please consider supporting us at patreon.com/popularfront. Your support means more than ever right now, to be honest. I don't know if you lot have seen, but some mainstream media outlets, big ones like The Times in England, have started basically stealing our work. So it's twice this has happened now. The first time they stole our images, they had to actually then pay us money. We resolved that. And now the second time, literally within a month, they've stolen the images again, published it in the newspaper, not credited Popular Front. And to be honest, they cribbed our work as well. They claim to have discovered 3D printed guns in Europe, which is hilarious considering our documentary on them that is 2 years old has 2.7 million views on youtube.com/popularfront. So our work's being nicked, which is pretty annoying. We get unique access to things and then mainstream just go, yeah, we'll nick it. Instead of working with us, they could have reached out. Other places have, they've reached out to us and we've done stuff with them, which we're never opposed to. I think it's good to spread around that kind of stuff, but, it is what it is. So, yeah, please do consider supporting us. Patreon.com/popularfront or popularfront.co/support. There will be a new Popular Front documentary dropping on Christmas Day on the Patreon. I don't really want to say what it's about yet. I kind of want to keep that kind of secret, I guess. I don't know. It's pretty unique access. It'll be a pretty short doc, but I think it'll be quite interesting. And we'll cover a topic a lot of people will be very surprised to hear about, particularly considering the kind of width and breadth of this situation that will be covered. Thank you very much to our sponsors. They are Oracle Coffee Shop in Portland, Oregon, USA. They're an independent coffee business selling only fair trade products. See them at 3875 South West Bond Avenue 97239. Also, thank you to our other sponsor, Grindcore House, a pair of independent coffee shops in Philadelphia, USA, one in South, one in West. You can find them on social media at Grindcore House. Soon we're going to be making basically a Popular Front blend with them. So, yeah, you get Popular Front coffee, which I think is cool. I drink fucking loads of coffee, so definitely very interested in doing that with them. Also check out our other sponsor, Propagandopolis, an outlet selling and writing about historical conflict propaganda from around the world. You can buy prints at propagandopolis.com. Use a promo code POPULARFRONT10 for 10% off. If you want to sponsor Popular Front episodes, I think we're going to have to start doing ads in the middle of episodes, unfortunately, due to various censorship issues and the way the world is fucked. We're hemorrhaging money, to be honest with you. So we are probably going to have to start doing like sponsors like that in the middle of episodes. But again, we're going to stick true to what we do. It's going to be ethical sponsorship only. Had a weird VPN company reach out to me recently, and it turns out they kind of steal a lot of people's data. So, things like that we're not really interested in. We don't want to do that. We want to keep it all kind of, just not scumbaggery, basically that simple. So yeah, if you want to sponsor us, hit me up, jake@hanrahan.tv. That is HANRAHAN.tv, or jpjhanrahan@gmail.com, whichever you want. If you want to follow us on social media, Instagram @popular.front, Twitter @popularfrontco, TikTok @popular.front. And if you want to follow me on anything, it's @Jake_Hanrahan. Again, HANRAHAN. If you want to check out all of our various links, go to popularfront.cc or popularfront.co. You'll get everything there. Music in this episode, the intro was by Home and the outro, as usual, was by Sam Black. Check his music out at samblackpf.com. Thank you very much to the high tier Patreons. They are Margosha, Rohan Irvine, Ryan Barbadillo, VS, Brian R, Evan Pank, Bradley Hope, Wizard Actual, Claire Hofbauer, Benjamin Tupper, Chongus Bongwater, Elijah Finley, Siddhartha O, Damien, Cameron Collins, Q Loves Cape Farts, Nicholas Blomberg, Matthew Diffley, Claire, Liana, Robert, Sean, Christianovich, NTHG, Arturo Rafael Macias, Ethan Zwick. Thank you, Mo. Such, you are now, alright, a policy wonk, Wallacey, alright. Elise Middlefire, David McManus, Tom Petrie, James Leons, Bradley Davies. I don't really go for these, like, if you're putting a comedy name on, it's got to be funny, man, come on. Bradley Davies, No Dogs, No Hamsters, Brennan Crave, B, Drift, RX, Tiki Lover, Ben Marshall, Dallas Don, Shikhar Gupta, LD50 Seattle, the band, K Glitter Vulcan, Bethany Swoveland, Adam H, Derivative Fool, Bottle of Water, Larson 8669, Bjorn Kirsten, DS, Michael O'Connor, Disgrunt, Jack Doherty, Nicholas Butter, JD, Jav, Ian Froese, James Cully, Tynan Daly, Ethan, Shanklin the Painter, Fitz Madrid, Ed Coulthard, D San, Mike Barone, Mike, keep me up about the coffee, Ben, Liam Williams, Propaganda, very clever, Chris Cusimano, DZA, Georgia Arani, DR, Amy R, Rubicon, Frank Austin, Amelia Me, excuse me, Christina Rovetti, so fucking ill, Freya Northman, Neva, Noah, Andrew Hurley, Vida Provost, Brian McLaughlin, Tom Lochrin, Young Wasabi, Tony Bin, JL, Stephen Davila, Dan Dunham, Chad Walker, Lawrence Abrahams, Peter McCormick from What Bitcoin Did, Christopher Martin, and Ryan Sandercock. Thank you all so much for your help. I really do appreciate the support. Support us, patreon.com/popularfront.